Sir.
Please.
A very good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Srishti Dabas.
Yes, sir.
Please say something about yourself.
Sir, I'm Srishti Dabas. I was born and brought up in Delhi. I did my schooling as well as graduation from Delhi itself. I have a brief experience of working with the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and currently I'm working with the Reserve Bank of India, posted to Mumbai. And so I take keen interest in performing Kathak.
You are posted at which place? Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
At what post?
So as a manager.
As a manager. RBI.
Yes, sir.
What has been the role of RBI in NPA?
So RBI plays two prominent roles. So first is the proactive and preemptive role, whereby RBI keeps a check on the various banks through the Department of Supervision, through the asset quality review, by looking whether the NPAs are recorded properly or not. And so secondly is the reactive measure, which comes after the NPAs have increased a lot. That is through the asset quality review and prompt corrective action.
There is also an allegation that RBI was sleeping when the NPAs were increasing. What do you have to say?
So as I mentioned about the role of RBI, since there is a preemptive role of RBI, so it does keep a check that initially only the reporting of the various financial assets is done properly. However, there are times, sir, when there is under-reporting of NPAs by the various banks, specifically by the cooperative banks, sir. So in that regard, sometimes it is believed that RBI takes a back foot because of the problems that are associated with the cooperative
banks have not been great contributor to NPA. There are large number of the public sector banks and
yes,
some of the private sector banks which were involved in that.
Indeed, sir, like the Yes Bank recently and even the PMC Bank.
The Central Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, State Bank of India, Canara
yes,
Bank. All these banks were having very high, and RBI was just keeping quiet. Okay. What is repo rate?
So it is the main policy rate which is determined by the Monetary Policy Committee. And based on the repo rate, the monetary policy transmission takes place and banks further decide on the deposit and lending rates.
Do you think time has come to relax it?
So since from the last 6 MPC meetings, the repo rate has been kept constant at 6.5%. So indeed, in the future, the perception is that RBI might reduce the repo rate.
In the next quarter, we can expect a.
So the next MPC meeting is scheduled in April. So hopefully, sir, considering the GDP
that
and
can
growth.
Be a gift from RBI before election.
So it is also being said that till the election, perhaps RBI won't tinker with the repo rates, and only after the elections.
What is green bond?
So green bonds is a novel instrument with which the financing of various green projects is being done. So it basically is used in, for instance, financing of various...
Did RBI issued the green bonds?
Yes, sir. So sovereign green bonds have been issued worth rupees 16,000 crore in 2 tranches.
When was the last one?
So the end of previous year, if I am not wrong.
You have political science and international relation. What is string of pearl? And who coined this term?
So string of pearls is believed to be associated with China. The policy of China of increasing their naval presence through building various ports in the Indian Ocean region, for instance in Bangladesh, Myanmar, Oman. And sir, regarding the coining of term, sir, I think it was given by the United States of America.
Oman is also a part of the China string of pearls. And what is India's reply to that?
So as a counter to the string of pearls, India has come up with a novel concept called as diamond of necklace. So
necklace of diamonds. Or
sorry, sir. So in that, India is also trying to enhance its maritime presence.
And which are the countries where they are trying to put up?
So India. So for instance, Bangladesh, we are having cooperation with respect to the Chittagong and Mongla port. So even Myanmar, we are trying to have connectivity through their Sitwe port. So with respect to Oman also, India has been trying to enhance the maritime cooperation. So even Iran, sir, Chabahar port. Yes, sir.
Iran.
Yes, sir. The Chabahar port.
Okay, my last question to you. Your father is in police. What do you have to say about the encounters taking place in adjoining state in UP?
So it is a matter of grave concern that such things are taking place because it is completely against the rule of law. So in my opinion, encounters should not be the way out because it's like using a wrong means to arrive even if at a right end. So I wouldn't support it. The only possible reason when it can be used would be for self-defense. However, sir.
If you remember, Gandhiji said
yes,
you have to use the right process or right means to achieve the right end.
Yes, sir.
While Krishna said you have to reach the right end, whatever may be the means. So do you think that we are following the later one?
So perhaps encounters are a reflection of that. However, given my personal belief, sir, I believe means and ends both are equally important.
There will be something done by government of India for de-dollarization. 2-3 things at least.
Yes, sir. So through de-dollarization, we are trying to enhance the internationalization of rupee. So firstly, by enhancing the reach of UPI, by having MOUs with various nations, like recently Indonesia.
Do you mean that UPI has got any role in de-dollarization?
So when we are internationalizing the usage of UPI, then countries are engaging into exchanges through the use of rupee, digital transactions per se. So apart from that, sir, the rupee ruble mechanism.
UPI, perhaps you have to go reread it because then what other things government have done something solid that I'm asking you.
Yes, sir. So the Vostro Nostro accounts are being used for transactions, and we have the rupee dirham mechanism and rupee ruble mechanism. Apart from that, various currency swap agreements are also.
Anything in relation with Russia and other states, something done in the past? Only how you will get the foreign reserve? That will be have some of the ways. Okay, so tell me how we get the foreign reserve, forex reserve.
So the forex reserves constitute of the foreign currency assets. Apart from that, the SDRs are also a part of it, and gold reserves also. So all these things together.
So how we get that reserve?
So through our exports, when we export, then in return, and even through the foreign institutional investments.
Okay, can you name some of the countries where we have got the trade deficit?
So primarily China. With China, we have a huge trade deficit.
How does stand America?
So with America, we have a trade surplus.
We have the trade surplus.
Yes, sir.
And with which countries we have got the free trade agreement?
So may I take a few seconds, please?
Yes. Recently, it was a lot of news regarding some trade agreement between Europe and India. You can go through those things.
So very recently, we have signed a trade agreement with the EFTA, the European Free Trade Association. So apart from that, with EU, we are still negotiating, and we are yet to arrive at a FTA. Even UK, we are negotiating.
Okay.
So with Australia and UAE.
NATO has got some new addition of the countries.
Yes.
How it will affect the global politics?
So the
first tell me which are the countries?
Yes, sir. So Sweden and Finland have joined NATO.
How it can impact the world scenario?
So mostly it will negatively impact because of the perception that is being created that there is expansionism of NATO, and now it has touched the borders of Russia also.
But how does it affect India?
So with respect to India?
Yes.
So overall, when the regional and global stability is being hampered, so even India would be impacted in that way. It becomes difficult for India to balance the diplomatic tightrope with respect to nations from the NATO side and Russia. So that would be a challenge.
Okay, my last question, you tell me, we have got the capital subsidy and we have got the PLI.
Yes, sir.
Which you feel is better for government, our country's economy, growth of our economy? One side is capital subsidy that government is giving.
Yes,
One
sir.
side is government is also has started sort of PLI.
Yes, sir.
Just a comparison from your side.
So the PLI would definitely be preferred because it incentivizes the various firms and companies to increase their production, and hence there would be increase in employment, investments, exports. So everything, it would be a multiplier impact and a virtuous cycle. However, with regards to subsidies, sir, it is believed that it leads to fiscal deficit also, and it puts burden on the taxpayers.
Okay. Thanks. That's all from me.
Thank you, sir.
Now you tell me, what is a bad bank?
Ma'am, the bad bank, NARCL, it has been established to take the various NPAs and bad loans from various banks and financial institutions and to resolve them in order to clear the balance sheets of the various banks.
The full form of NARL?
Ma'am, NARCL, it is National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited.
Yeah. Very much. So, okay. Now, a certain amount of stressed assets are supposed to be transferred by March end. Any rough ballpark figure you read somewhere?
Ma'am, I read that, like exact figure, ma'am, I'm not aware of, but I did read that recently the new chief of NARCL has been trying to push and fast track the process.
Okay, you can read the
Ma'am, I'll
mint.
check the figures.
It
Yes.
mentions some 1 lakh crores, but
Thank
do
you,
read,
ma'am.
yeah, okay. Okay, last year in the budget, the banking acts were proposed to be amended. Which are the acts? Not in this budget, in the full budget last year. What kind of a budget was this?
Ma'am, this was an interim budget.
Interim,
So,
yeah. And so, which are the acts?
ma'am, one that I can recall is that there has been an amendment with respect to the cooperative banks, and RBI was given control over the multi-state cooperative banks.
This one is, what are the 3 acts which govern the banking sector?
Ma'am, one is the Reserve Bank of India
Very
Act.
nice, yes.
Ma'am, the Banking Regulations Act.
Yes. The third one you read, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
So the purpose was, I would just say, the purpose was disinvestment, okay? And
Yes,
any idea as to which bank was supposed to be disinvested?
Ma'am, I'll
No?
have to read upon it.
Okay, and why would an amendment be necessary for the purpose of disinvestment? If you've not read it,
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
guess, just go back and read it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It's about the shareholding, all
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
okay?
Thank you.
All right, okay, we'll move on to something else. Now, Indian trade was impacted during this Red Sea crisis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what are the alternate trade routes, especially the one which was proposed? Which one is, there's a proposed trade route also.
Ma'am, the proposal was to get it routed from Iraq.
What is the full name of that corridor? The new trade route that was suggested.
Ma'am, is it about the IMEC
Yeah,
corridor?
very much. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's the India, Middle East, European trade corridor,
Yeah.
which was proposed by India during the G20.
Not proposed. Proposed the US. Okay. India was a signatory. Anyway, never mind. You tell me. Yeah.
Ma'am, the objective was to have an alternative route and specifically as an alternative to the BRI of China.
Yeah.
So it would boost the connectivity from India to Europe, linking the Middle East also, and further link to the Central Asia also.
Yeah. So, any idea about the route? If you just think of the map, as to where will it be passing through?
Yes, ma'am. It starts from the Mumbai port of India, then moves on to Israel and Saudi Arabia, and because of the recent war, it is said that it has been disrupted, and finally ending to Europe.
Yes. Where in Europe?
Ma'am, that I'll have to tell, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So, why is it on the back burner?
Ma'am, because of the Israel-Hamas war and because of the back step that the Israel-Arab normalization has taken.
Yes.
So,
And when was that normalization supposed to happen?
ma'am, very recently after the Abraham Accords were signed. So that was
Just, I mean, what happened? That, it was around the 7th of October when all this attack
yes, ma'am, when Hamas attacked
Yeah,
Israel.
it was about to happen and this, so everything went.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
ma'am.
Srishti, this is your first attempt, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you are already in one of the best jobs, I would say, and perhaps the highest paid job in government sector.
Indeed,
You're
sir.
written 2,80,000, though I'm not sure if it would be that much. Is it so much now?
Sir, it varies a bit across cities since I'm posted to Mumbai, so
That is why
including
it
the
is high.
HRA and
Yeah, but
yes,
it is generally higher than even the civil IAS, IPS officers.
Yes,
I was selected for this in 85, so I know this. Tell me one thing, why has it taken you so long to appear in civil services? 98 born. Why didn't you appear earlier?
So first of all, ensuring financial independence was the primary aim for me and my family. And it was in 2020 that I completed my graduation, post which because of COVID, sir, there were certain issues within the family. After that, sir, I applied for the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And since that procedure, all the 3 stages were entirely conducted online. So hence I got into it. However, that being a contractual job for 2 years initially, so then I shifted to the Reserve Bank of India. And so now looking forward
I
to
had some other question, but when I saw that you are daughter of a retired ASI,
So not yet retired, sir.
sorry?
So not yet retired.
Achha, ASI, okay. He is ASI.
Yes,
She would have
sir.
started from as a constable then.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Given the ecosystem, the absence of even hygiene factors at the police station level, long hours of work, if you were the DG of the state, what would you do to improve the hygiene factor, the ecosystem at the police station level, and project the image of police in terms of contribution, long hours, sacrifices, etc.?
So first of all, with regards to the hygiene part, sir, so I would ensure that the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is taken till the police stations also. Steps are being taken in that regard. However, particularly focusing on the hygiene part and sanitation, sir, through awareness and by ensuring
Sorry,
that
I did. Hygiene factors are part of the management concept, which says that a proper ecosystem, an ambience, good office, infrastructure, proper hours of work, support system. In that context, the hygiene factors, the Hasbek, sorry, I said, not the Swachh Bharat.
Okay, sir. Apologies.
The
for
long
that, sir.
hours of work, odd hours of work, no Diwali, no holiday, nothing. So
Yes,
these are part of the hygiene factors, the minimum factors which are required for an individual to be doing his job properly.
Right, sir.
From that point of view.
Yes, sir. So certain police reforms I would focus upon. So firstly, enhancing the infrastructure of the police stations. So including the weapons that the police has, their communication networks. So secondly, filling up the vacancies. So that is a grave concern. So there are a lot of vacancies in the police. So thirdly would be sensitizing and training of the police personnel as well as the citizens to build a direct connect between them and improve the image of police among the people. For that, sir, I would use community policing also to improve the image of the police among the people. And particularly, sir, focusing on the women employees of the police also, because one, they are less in number, and second, particularly problems related to them are not taken care of. So that would be a specific area I would work for.
International relations, political science. What is track to diplomacy? Can you give 2 examples, if not in the context of India, abroad also, where it has actually succeeded, track to diplomacy?
So may I take some time?
Yeah, please.
So the track to diplomacy refers to using of various other channels apart from the government and official channels. So for instance, through the civil society, through the people to people contacts and improving the relations between nations. So one example that comes to my mind is the civil nuclear deal that happened between India and USA. It is said that there was a lot of role of track to diplomacy in that. So I need some more time for the second
fine.
exam.
In NISD, what was the nature of your job? There are a lot of courses which NISD does, even related to women,
Yes,
children.
sir.
Anything that you would like to mention?
So there in the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, so we were posted as state coordinators, and we would do inspection of the various institutions which got grants and aid from the ministry. So including institutions such as old age homes, drug rehabilitation centers, Shrestha schools for the scheduled caste people. So based on our inspection report, were the grants reduced, increased or stopped altogether? And the inspection would primarily focus upon the infrastructure of the institution, their documentation and the beneficiaries, whether they are actually getting the benefits of the schemes.
Only Government of India institutions or state level institutions also?
So state level also.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Srishti.
Good
Doing very
afternoon,
well.
sir.
Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Just a couple of follow-up questions. All right. Already mentioned you're in a very good service, doing very well, but you still opted for Group B services. So,
So that's primarily because of two reasons. So one, as it would act as a feeder service to IAS. And so secondly, given the work profile of the job, so specifically based on the executive functions and the broad spectrum of work that I can do there as compared to RBI, sir. Since there it's more about economic policies per se, but in DANIX, as I've mentioned, so I would focus more on social development, understanding the socio-economic challenges that people are
you
facing.
also opted for many of the account services as well.
Indeed,
Pretty
sir.
much similar thing.
So those are down in line in the preference since I was
Acha.
given a choice.
Okay, good. That is your choice to make. All right. Rajasthan. What is the lure in Rajasthan?
So given that it's near to my hometown, the cultural aspects of it being more familiar with, and so being a state where I would get a lot of opportunities to work for, ranging from policy formulation to policy implementation. So resolving various issues.
Very good. What are the social evils in Rajasthan?
So there are a number of them. So firstly, child marriage, although,
Okay, next.
so secondly, dowry deaths. for
Okay,
women. So third is the water crisis. That is a social issue because it impacts the women particularly.
okay. But I'll still categorize it as a geographical issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what else?
So the issues that the lower communities, the minorities face. So,
Minorities. Okay, all right. We're getting into uncharted water now. We won't go there. Okay, all right. Can you name 3 women-centric schemes that have changed the lives of women in our country? And 3 laws as well. Just name them.
yes. So schemes, it would be Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao
Okay,
scheme,
next.
Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana,
Okay,
Sir PM Awas.
okay,
Since-
very good. Yes.
Sir, regards to acts, sir, the Nari Shakti Women Reservation Act, which was passed. So secondly, the POSH Act. So thirdly would be Right to Education Act.
Okay, no place for triple talaq, dowry,
Yes, sir. So even the Domestic Violence Act, for that
many
matter.
more. Okay. Anyways, so according to the government of India,
Yes.
how many classical dance forms do we have?
So there's actually a dichotomy in that. So the Sangeet Natak Academy says that we have 8 classical dance forms, but the Ministry of Culture has accepted Chow also. So it says that there are 9 classical.
So what do
dance.
you think? Should it be 8 or 9?
So I believe in inclusion, and so it's better that we have as many classical dances as possible if they are meeting a certain criteria to reflect the
very
diversity
good.
of.
Finally, India-Russia youth
Yes.
program. What is the significance of Vladivostok?
So that's primarily for the investment that India has made there. So specifically for
Why?
So the research and development on the import oil, the extraction of oil and gas from that area, and also connectivity purposes.
Connectivity expand?
So a connectivity channel was established starting from Mumbai to Chennai till Vladivostok.
Okay, now tell me the answer. What is the significance of Vladivostok?
So connectivity perhaps would be. Sir, I'll read more about
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right, Srishti will call you for our feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.